Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to Turner Tuesday. Now, this week we finished up the basic island notes, sorta. We had a long discussion on Cloud Town, and I will sort of explain that here in a minute. But next week we are going to be switching gears a little bit since the past 3 streams have been on island development. We are going to take a little bit of a break and sort of work on Luna's parents. So you can join the Discord or just, I guess, email me as well your different designs for Luna's parents. Luna's father is a dragon person, and then Luna's mother is an elf. So those are the 2 designs that if you want to draw something, you can do that. And then as well as that, you can make notes like character notes, describe their personality, all of that. We'll be going through the submissions next week, as well as going through different art submissions. So we'll be just sort of trying to create their characters next week and getting a good idea as to who they are. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, if you missed the previous 2 streams, or I guess the previous 2 recap episodes, all 3 of these sort of go together because they are all about islands. So I would highly recommend you go watch the 2 previous Page Turner videos. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into this week's video. So the first island we have here is one from Code Mari, and their island idea was like a pastel island, basically an island with a lot of colors and very pastelly feel. So it's an island that is known as the most aesthetically pleasing, calming atmosphere and almost romantic. I would say it is romantic. Some parts of the island would have the pastel biomes along with the cherry blossom biome, the pink beach, and lots of plants like fluffin' torches, flowers, etc. And this is where most of the non-hostile species creatures live. Maybe not entirely safe, but most of the time it's safe. And people love to go to this island to relax when they're stressed and just to play with their loved ones. I would assume it has a fairly large population as well because it's just a very safe island to live on. So there's quite a lot of people there. As far as the atmosphere, like how people feel there, it's very peaceful, friendly, happy, cheerful and calming, laid back, romantic. And then also at night, we'll sort of talk about this later, but there's lots of parties. The climate, it's warm and it's hot. But there's a nice breeze, so it you don't feel cold. At some points it could feel almost too hot, but then there's that nice breeze that is always like, this is so nice, right? The inhabitants, they're all pretty laid back. They go to the beach like each weekend, like that's the thing that they do, and then they have a lot of parties at night. So like during the day it's like pretty fun, relaxing, depending on the area, and then at night it's just like party, and so it's fun there. Side islands, there's a rainbow waterfall island. So it's basically like there's like a rainbow lake, and then there's a waterfall that's also rainbow, so that's pretty cool. Distinguishing features, there's hot springs there, there's bubble plants there, and those plants release bubbles, and so that's pretty cool. The social life, there'd be lots of parties. Everyone is very open and kind. Everyone is welcoming. So if you're out partying late at night and then the bar kicks you out, someone will just see you and then welcome you into their home and then be like, all right, you can stay here for the night, and then it's just nice there. This island has a special holiday, sort of like Valentine's Day. So whether that's actually just very similar to Valentine's Day or whether that's something different, that's up for debate later. Then there's also just festivals there. It's a very fun place, and then it can also be relaxing depending on the area you're in. I think the beach is going to be the most party hard and fun place, but then also the pastel biomes are going to be a lot more peaceful. So there's that. And then the attractions, there's the beach. It's a very common place for weddings and dates, especially the cherry blossom biome. There's parks there, and then there's pedal drinks specifically to the cherry blossom island, or not island, sorry, biome. So there's a lot of unique drinks there as well. So that's the Pastel Island. It's very similar to just a normal island. It's just very cool colors, very unique, and there's specific biomes that just scream pastel, sort of like the cherry blossom, and then a pink beach. That's very pastel-y, I think. So yeah, that's the pastel biome, and now we're gonna move on to the Spiral Island. So the Spiral Island is an island sort of like a Slinky. It's narrow and constantly spiraling up, roots of the trees would reach down into the ocean. So here's a photo. This is just a photo on Google, but it's sort of similar like to this. Now, obviously the islands in Ilaria are floating, but instead of it spiraling up, it would be spiraling down. So it's sort of like the inverse of this. So like this would be at the very top, and then it would sort of spiral downwards, and then this would be like the very low point. So just sort of to get this into your head, and then obviously this would be sky, this wouldn't be water. The atmosphere is wild. There's lots of competitions, and Luna and Nico could go there and participate in a tournament. Climate, it's cloudy. It's harder to breathe up at the top, so it's harder to breathe up here because it's like it has a way higher elevation. And then it's obviously cloudy because this would be up higher in the sky as well. The climate, oh wait, we just did the climate. Inhabitants, bouncy and bubbly, ambitious, competitive, because, I mean, it's probably the sports capital of Ilaria, I would assume. Side islands, there's training and sparring. The side islands would be parts of the original island, but that they've just broken off over time. So like, for example, maybe over here, maybe instead of, like this, for example, right? Like you can see the spiral maybe would continue here, but these have just broken off. So that's actually a perfect representation of that. Distinguishing features, the island shape is unique. Ancient battlegrounds from when a time when monsters attacked, being the reason everyone is afraid. I thought that was good for any island, not necessarily for the Spiral Island. We could put it in the Spiral Island. It's just for whatever island we decide to make it for. Social life, athletics, and tournaments. And then attractions, champions tournament, and then ancient ruins. So a very cool island, very unique, probably the most unique in shape and structure, because most other islands are just, you know, like a circle island. Yeah, so that's all for the Spiral Island. There's honestly not too much to talk about this island. We didn't even really fill anything out. It's a normal island 2.0, so it's basically just it just is a normal island, but it has a bunch of different biomes. There's no like one defining feature of this island. It can be whatever we decide to make of it. So when we go more in depth of this island, we will list all the different biomes that are there, all the different plants and stuff like that. Well, the plants would be in the biome, so we would mostly just like list the different biomes and sort of what the layout would look like. So it's just, you know, it's whatever we want to make it to be. It's not, there's no one defining feature. That's the point of the normal quote unquote islands. So I don't know, just as an example, it could have like a giant mountain, and then it could have a cherry blossom biome, then it could have a forest, then it could have a jungle, and then it could have a plains, and then it could have a swamp. So it can have all these different biomes, but it's all put into one. It's not one large biome on this one specific island. So that's sort of the idea behind that. And with that, we are done with the 3 islands for today, and we are done with the 9 islands. As well, that's not entirely true. We decided to add a cloud town. Basically, on the cave island, there's a constant cloud, and on that cloud, there's one specific patch where it's so dense because there's a lot of crystals poking through the clouds and those crystals make the cloud dense, and you can actually walk on those clouds. So people made a town or a city up there, and so there's a city in the clouds on top of the cave island. So that's sort of what we added. There was a big debate on that, but we decided, well, I don't know. I think it was mostly Mr. Fruit who was having a lot of issues with that, but I think it's fine. So there is a cloud town on the cave island, so that's pretty cool. But that's really most of what we discussed today. Like I said, next week we will be doing Luna and Nico's parents, so leave your suggestions for that. But yeah, that's really it for this week. If you enjoyed, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.